What's up everybody, my name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today's Wednesday, July 22nd. Now in today's video, I want to focus specifically on the dog chart because we just closed a daily candle above the 50-day moving average line. Now why is this very important? Well, we're going to look into the previous history of dog price above the 50-day moving average line and what that typically does to the price of dog. And there are different scenarios that dog could face, but either way, we have to explore these different avenues. But I also want to talk about in this video that this specific wallet that I just recently discovered, which was with Gate.io, is associated with the funneling of funds that have been circulating in and out in a repeated cycle. Now, this repetition doesn't make any sense to me, but something is going on behind the scenes that we need to just kind of address in this video. So let's get right into it. Let's not waste any time. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X. Please be careful with any of the scammers down in the comments below. I'll never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or emails. Please be careful and invest safely. Guys and girls, let's get right into it. Okay, so dog right now is around 62 million market cap, up around close to 3%, but it's actually 2.69. Now notice that the trading volume is actually up quite a bit. It's 1.28 million US dollars in the past 24 hours. Now lately this has been sub 1 million. It's been roughly around 800 to 900,000. So why is there an influx of volume? Now this could be both buying and selling. This is just trading volume overall. But what I noticed is what we wanted to see, that the dog price had a daily close above the 50-day moving average line. That's above this green line. As you know, the 200-day moving average line is this orange line. Now, what does this all mean? Well, before we get into that, I just want to bring up some interesting news regarding this one wallet that we brought up just a couple days ago. Remember, this wallet is ending in HQUL, and recently it has awakened in June and July of this month. Now, the reason this is important is because I just found out that this wallet is tied to Gate. So thankfully, using Xverse API keys and also using Claude, I've been able to find out that that specific wallet ending in HQUL is actually associated with Gate.io. Who knew? And guess what? There's another wallet that's associated with Gate.io. It's also ending in 2FMA. Now, these are called specific titles such as the injector, the chunker, and then the actual hot wallet from Gate.io that holds most of the dog tokens. Now, what I had noticed is that when I traced every dog transaction through Gate.io's hot wallet in 2026, I found out that most of these were not deposits. It was actually just a loop of funds. And as you can see, some of these loops occur in specific dates, July 6th, July 7th, 8th, 9th, 13th, 20th, and it's consistent. And what you notice is that the amount of dog tokens being circulated is starting to have this repeated cycle. I mean, just notice this. On July 13th, we saw roughly around 333 million dog tokens being transferred. That exact same amount was sent on July 20th, within 5 minutes being sent back to the same wallet, which is kind of crazy. So this repeated cycle happens over and over. It goes from a hot wallet, then to wallet number A, then to wallet number B, back to the hot wallet. It goes in a repeated cycle. Why is that? Now, at least 6 of these complete cycles is in July alone this month. The same tokens down to the atomic unit. One fee wallet constructing every single transaction, meaning one operator controls all 3 addresses, which is ending in N4DA. This is the fee pair right here. Now the fingerprint that gave it away, every cycle amount ends in the same trailing digits, 57684. A base balance riding inside the position like a serial number. That's how he caught it. And the result? 1.64 billion dog in gross inflow, generating from a single 333 million position. So to anyone watching the wallet, July looked like a 12x explosion in activity. And the question is, why would an exchange cycle the same 333 million tokens in its own reserve wallet over and over? Isn't that actually kind of strange? Now, when you look at this specific diagram, this is showing you the amount of activity. So the red is the amount of outflows, the green is the amount of inflows. And as you can see, there's the 7th, July 8th, 9th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 20, and 2021. Notice that it's not consistent, meaning like you'll just see like quietness, and then all of a sudden a spark of activity. Quietness, spark of activity, quietness, spark of activity. This is basically engineered to look like retail when it's not. there's an engine behind Gate.io. Now, if it's Gate.io, I don't exactly know. It could be a third-party company like maybe Binance trying to use Gate.io to have influence over the price so that they can buy more dog. Now, I want you to look at this specific image. This was posted on June 28th, so almost close to a month ago. Now remember, I posted this specific image sharing with you Gate.io's dog portfolio that had roughly 3.3 billion dog tokens, roughly around $2 million. Okay, and then when you look over to their Gate.io proof of reserves, it says something different. It says that they have roughly around 12.5 billion dog tokens versus 3.3. Now, I want you to look at Gate.io's portfolio today. Remember, this is 3.3 billion dog tokens at around $2 million US. Now, let's check that out as of today. Now, when you look at Gate.io now, it's no longer 3.3, it's 3.494. And guess what? The USD value is no longer 2 million, it's 2.2 million. That means they've increased their portfolio. So remember, this isn't customers. This isn't retail depositing their funds. This is something within Gate.io or third party using Gate.io. But we're seeing more tokens within Gate.io, and you're seeing more trading that's being recycled over and over in a loop within Gate.io. So this is something that I just want to share with you. Very suspicious, right? But nonetheless, again, we just talked about how we had a dog price close above the 50-day moving average line. That was very important because we had seen a rejection for over 15 days. But finally, we saw the daily close above the 50-day moving average line. Now let's go ahead and go over to the details of what this looks like in its history. So this is where we currently are at right now. Last time we saw something like this was on April 17th of 2026. You can see that was very positive for dog price. It went from roughly 75 million market cap as high as roughly around 93 million market cap. Now we're going to zoom out overall. Okay, so this was April 17th. This is today, but also occurred right over here on January 6th of 2026. The dog price, again, closed above the 50-day moving average line, which is the green line, and it reflected very positively into the dog price. But there are some cases like on October 1st where the dog price didn't really sustain that long and it ended up dumping. But remember on what happened on October 10th, which was the flash crash. That was due to Binance. There was a software glitch. So it wasn't just dog, it was the entire crypto market that took a huge capitulation event. So October 10th is a very unique event, which is why you see this large red candlestick out of nowhere. But we also have to focus on what happened before, because could it look something like this? Which is back in April of 23rd, you see that the dog price closed above the green line, which is the 50-day moving average line, and the dog price catapulted to this upside. It went from roughly 170 million market cap as high as roughly 560 million market cap quite quickly, right? And the same thing could be said right over here. So look at this. Here's another great example. So the dog price over here on September 21st of 2024, you see the dog price was roughly around 270 million market cap. Then shortly after, you saw a few months later that we almost hit close to $1 billion. That's a major gain. So every time that we see that the dog price is absolutely low, which you can see here and over here and possibly over here, if we could sustain more daily closes above the 50-day moving average line, then what happens is the dog price ends up reflecting very well to the upside. You can even see it down here. So what have I noticed every single time the RSI? So every single time that we're in the RSI, right, whenever there's a yellow circle, which is when the dog price is above the 50-day moving average line, what we see in the RSI is that the yellow line and also the purple line are kind of hovering right around here. Same thing over here, and the same thing over here, 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 and here. So shortly when that happens, we either see upside or downside. But typically, historically, we see upside. So you can see right over here, there's a yellow circle. Well, there was an upside movement. Now, it didn't show like dog pumping to hundreds of millions of dollars. It pumped a few $1 million. That's very positive. Same thing over here and the same thing over here. But again, October 10th was a very unique situation. And then we saw the same thing over here. Dog price reflected very positively. Same thing over here where the dog price reflected very positively into the chart. Same thing over here, dog price with the RSI going up, reflected very positively in the chart, so forth, so on. So you see the pattern here, right? So this right now looks like it's a bottom signal. So the bottom signal is that dog has bottomed out. And I guarantee you, maybe there are some powerful forces that are watching my videos that don't want dog price to be above the 50-day moving average line. Because once it is above the 50-day moving average line, that means bulls are in control. And it won't be that there will be a straight shot to the moon. There's going to be some pullbacks, just as you see here and everything that you saw in the chart. But if we can continue to sustain more daily closes above the 50-day moving average line, then we could even possibly see a golden cross, which is when this green line crosses above The orange line, that's the 200-day moving average. Now, last time we saw this cross was a death cross back in September 7th of 2025. And as you can see, it's been heading downward ever since then. So either way, I really want to share this with you. I mean, when I look at this chart, it looks like a very bullish reversal, but it could take time. Anything could happen. I'm just here to share with you what I discovered in the chart analysis, but you have to decide with your own consensus based on what we're seeing in this data, what's going to happen with dog price. Now, you just saw what happened with Gate.io. Gate.io is doing some really weird things behind the scenes, and that's why I want to share that with you, because that activity of looping dog, the 333 million dog tokens, through another wallet, which was the cluster, and the other one, which was an injector, it's all cycled over and over, and you just saw Gate.io's portfolio grow. So don't sell your dog to these people. They're trying to get you out of your bags to make you sell your bags. So with that said, I hope you appreciate this video. I just want to thank all of our sponsors for supporting all the content. This is how we're able to provide with you on-chain data and up-to-date data so that you're not left speculating or wondering with your emotions. You literally have data to solidify what's going on with the price, what's going on behind the scenes, and even with the exchanges like Gate.io. So thanking our donors, thank you so much for supporting this channel for the next 2 years. Go ahead and smash up that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X to receive all of our alpha calls and updates regarding Dog on the Moon. Till then, see you guys girls next time.